and show you a couple of the details of the things that we've been playing. So if you remember, and I hope you do, we've been looking at when somebody is in mount on top of us and how we're dealing with it. So we've been playing the touch in the nose game. When we're playing the touch in the nose game, we've been making them put their hands on the ground, and then we've been attacking the hand so that we can pull it back in and get our bridge and roll so we're back up on top. All right? So let's recover a couple of the little details that we've got here. So my monkey is on her back and I am on mount. So remember where our elbows go. If you think Carol's elbows are in a good position right now, you are wrong. If you think Carol's elbows are in a good position right now, you are wrong. If you think Carol's elbows are in a good position right now, you are wrong. They are going to stay nice and tight to her body, preferably just touching the ground, okay? This is going to keep my knees in between her elbows and her knees, okay? Which is making it nice and easy for her to use her hips. Remember, if I'm sitting up onto her chest and now Carol starts to bridge, it doesn't really affect me. So she needs to make sure that I'm all the way back on her hips, and she's doing that by pinning her elbows in tight. Now, I am trying to touch Carol on the nose. As I reach to touch Carol on the nose, she bridges, which gets me to put my hands on the ground. We know that's going to happen, so now we need to attack those hands as they hit the ground. We've got the two options that we've worked on. We can either reach around the arm and snatch it and bringing it back in. The only thing I have to be careful of is I'm not going to keep my hand flat on the ground because I don't want to roll over my fingers. I can put my hand into a fist, or I can grab it onto the back of Carol's shoulder. Now when she rolls, I won't get sore fingers. The other option she can do is reaching up, gripping at my elbow and pulling it back into her chest. So she bridges, hands go down. Other option? Sorry? So she's going to reach with both hands and pull this back into her chest. Okay? Now she can do her bridge and roll. So we'll just go through the bridge and roll, and then I'll cover a couple of the details for your bridge. So I go to touch the nose, Carol bridges, she traps my arm, she traps my foot, both on the same side, okay? She's got the hand on here, she's got my foot over there, same side, okay? And that gives her the way to roll. So as she bridges again and starts to roll over, she rolls over the trapped arm and leg. And then I'm immediately going to try and lock up my guard. So let's look at a couple of the things that I'm going to do with the bridge. So if Carol's on top, and she's trying to touch me on the nose, and I'm just doing these little bridges, if Carol decides that she's going to stay tall, nothing really happens. So a lot of the times I've been telling you, pick a side and pick it early. So I'm going to bridge out this way. The easiest way for me to bridge out that way is to point my knees in that direction. The other thing that I'll do is I'm going to split my feet. Okay, so rather than keeping them both square together behind me, I'm going to step one out and one close. Now my knees are already facing this way. So when I bridge, I know that Carol is going to put this hand down heavy around here somewhere. Okay? Now I can attack that. It's also going to give me a really good option for when I start to roll. So she tries to touch my nose, I bridge out that way, the hand's down, I can trap it, pulling it back in nice and tight, trapping the leg, my feet are still staying pointing out that direction, bridging up, and all the way over. Now, there was a little detail with my bridge there that I just want to cover as well. So I've split my legs. As I bridge, I stay high, but because my hips are pointing away, I can step over. Okay, so I step over, and then I can get back up to my knees, and my hands don't need to touch the ground. What I do see a lot is people keeping their feet nice and square together, they bridge up, they roll over, and they're lying down flat. Now if I did this inside Carol's guard, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Split the feet, not together, split, knees facing away, big bridge, stepping over onto the knees, sitting up, no hands. Now this is something that we can practice without a partner. We start with our elbows in tight, our feet nice and tight to us, and we can bridge straight up. Okay, now I want to make a direction, so I'm going to step 1 foot out, keep 1 foot close. Immediately my knees start facing the way that I'm going to bridge. So when I bridge up now, I go straight onto my shoulder. Now I can step with this back leg all the way over onto my knees. And sitting up, no hands on the ground. So you can play this by yourself. You can grab your mum, you can grab your dad, you can grab your little sister, you can grab your little brother. Give it a shot.